With this new Chaos Awakes, there are so many events coming into raid. We have gotten a new fusion, we have a coalition event, there is a login champion coming up, and now we've got a Titan event. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Titan event and see what we need to do in order to get some soul stones. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. For this Demon Slayer Titan event going on, this allows us to get soul stones if you are doing the fusion to actually get Tholin Foulbeard. Now, I have gone ahead and kind of started things along, and we have about 2 weeks and 2 days to actually finish this from when I'm doing this right now. There is going to be events and tournaments for both of this. We're going to go ahead and start in with these events. So first thing that is happening right now is a champion training event, as well as a dungeon divers event. Now, anytime that there is a dungeon divers and champion training, typically the first thing that I will actually do is go ahead and start farming through my campaign. Hopefully I have some type of XP boost, which I do, so I am going to want to collect that first, and then I'm going to go into campaign and I'll be farming 12-3 brutal, and I'm gonna have to just go in and try to, I guess, level up any and all food I have and pretty much make some chickens. Now, honestly, you guys, I have tons of champions I actually need to get to 60. So this kind of comes at a good time for me to be able to actually do a little bit of training. I am going to wait to actually activate that XP boost for when I am sitting down and actually farming, because I know at the time I'm making this video to the time that I'm going to be farming, I'm probably going to lose about 7-8 hours or so when I go to sleep. So no point in me activating that now, but once I'm up in the morning, that is going to be the plan. And also to do that with super raids, because I may as well do 2 birds, 1 stone. So I'll probably throw on super raids, activate my XP, and start doing it that way. And that should allow me to kind of do that portion of things. Now, of course, along with that, I do also need to do a bit of, I mean, there is going to be leveling up and actually upgrading the rank, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing else in here. I can't ascend. None of that's going to get me points. So essentially, I do need to go ahead and make tons of fodder. Now, I will say I may have potentially a stash, because not many. There's some in here. There is some. I wouldn't say it's a stash, but I do have some champs in here. So I'll go ahead and get those guys done. Now, typically, I do have a stash of champs just waiting to actually be evolved. I, at some point, had actually gone through and used everything, so I'm low on that stash. Again, not a bad thing, because I do have champs I do actually want to build. I want to bring to 60, so now is the time for me to actually do some of that leveling up for them, I guess. Along with that, there is also going to be a gear enhancement event starting, which is good. I need to clean my gear up. This is one of those things that I feel like I hold on to gear that I probably don't need to, and it builds. I'm very close to being maxed out here. And honestly, you guys, I'm certain that I can actually go through, clean things up in here, and sell the stuff that I do not need. I feel like one of the best times to do that is with gear enhancement, because I may as well go ahead and start upgrading gear, figure out if something goes into speed, am I gonna keep it, am I gonna sell it, all of that, because I tend to go ahead and I farm and I hang on to so much of this gear. Like this, I'm gonna look at like, this is gonna be sold, let's be honest. Of course I'm gonna go ahead and sell this, but I just haven't had the time to actually sit down and sell it. So I kind of like the gear enhancement for that case. It forces me to actually clean things out a little bit, because for the most part my champs are built and their gear is upgraded. Otherwise, everything else in here is just kind of hanging out that probably shouldn't be, and honestly should probably be sold. So for gear enhancement, I think that's what I'm gonna do, is just go through, try to clean up my gear. All of this can be sold. All of this can be sold, but clean it up, and then that way I will be able to go ahead and get some more room in here. Next, let's go over to these tournaments. So looking at the tournaments with what is going on in here for Titan event, classic arena takedown, and essentially champion chase. So both of these ones, you can earn those points for it. Now, did do some champion chase the other day, so didn't quite reach that threshold to get some of those points. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to be pulling more shards in order to be able to do that. Apart from that, there is the classic arena takedown. One of my favorite, one of the easiest ones for me, because I actually do set myself a low defense. Typically, some of the time, I've been kind of playing around with defenses in here. And since I'm approaching the time where it's actually going to be tally, part of the reason now I have the stronger one, because now I need to kind of climb up there. I need to get back into gold. So for the most part, doing arena pretty easy, because I'm still fighting against those guys that have weaker teams set up. So this one I don't think should be necessarily a problem for me. Now, with the Titan event, I should mention, I am not necessarily like, oh, I need to finish everything. I need to be able to do this. I am at a point now where I'm kind of taking things at my own pace. I have tons and tons of projects going on in Raid and trying to figure out what I want to do next. And I feel like I'm constantly distracting myself and doing a ton of different things. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm not going to stress for this Titan event. I will do it as things kind of come along, and I'll collect and we'll see how I do, but I'm not going to be trying to make sure I hit every single thing on every single tournament. Like I said, champion chase, I already know I'm not getting this one, you guys. This is 5,500 points. I am at 2,780. Actually still in the 3rd spot, just below the #1 spot. We're gonna see where this goes in a 1 day and 12 hours from now. I wouldn't mind staying in one of these top 3 spots just because I would like to get the gear essentially that is in here. That person in the #1 spot's probably gonna take it unless somebody else can swoop up there, but he still needs 2,000 points actually. So I am curious to know, how many points does the person have in your #1 spot on the champion tournament? Comment down below and let me know. I just want to know where things are at with that. And then if we're going down into here, we're also going to have a Fire Knight tournament that is going to be starting. Now, in terms of Fire Knight, on this account, I have gotten down to 23. I wonder if I can actually do 24. What team do I have set up? Is this the right team I was using, or have I just been messing around? The only thing I constantly have to ask myself, and I wish Raid had this, it has your best time, your best turns. Let me know though, what team did I use? Because this doesn't feel like the team that I had going on. And I know one way I can kind of do things is to set up teams in the tab and then I'd remember. But I still wish they would tell me what I use. But honestly, I probably need to revamp my team anyway. I have probably gotten new champions since that I may have even built, who might be able to fill in a role a little better than whoever I'm using here right now for this. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and see, and I'll figure out maybe what team I was using. But regardless, for Fire Knight, I am getting down there. I'm at stage, like I said, 23, so we are getting there. I will probably see where my fastest kind of is and where I actually want to farm for it. I don't necessarily mind farming Fire Knight a little bit though, because I can use some of the gear that you can actually get from here. Of all the artifacts I can actually get from here, I think I'm most interested in the regeneration, but also Savage. I don't think I really have any or many good Savage sets, so that's something I actually wouldn't mind seeing if I can try to maybe grab. Anytime that I am farming for gear though, I'm not necessarily like, yeah, this is the one that I need, but I've actually got some. The question is it off speed? Is it usable? Okay, well, I could use more because I feel like I don't really have any of my ones on Savage, but I think part of that reason, like this isn't great. It's not a great set. I think that's part of the reasons is sometimes the stats are just not there where I need them to be to kind of want to make use for it, if you know what I mean. So I mean, that's gonna be coming up as well in the tournaments, and we'll have to see kind of what else they are bringing our way along with that in order to get those Demon Slayer Titan event points that we can get so that we are able to do this Titan event. Now, of course, different milestones in here. So first one, getting rare skill tome, the 1-star for Perfect Soul, not too bad. And then if we're going into 2, then we can get the Gaze of Damnation for a relic. And they did mention there would be new relics coming along with this Chaos Awakens event. So of course, we're seeing that in here. Milestone 4 is also going to bring another relic, this one being a legendary. And then it is going to be milestone 5 where you get the 5-star Tholin. So I guess we'll have to see if how far I get or how many points I actually get. Again, I'm just kind of going to go along with it, and whatever happens. I have tons and tons that I do need to work on in Raid right now. So something that I'm going to have to factor in and consider. For the coalition event that is going on, I also need to do more of my repeat quests because that is something that I think I'm kind of forgetting to do sometimes, like complete repeat quests 5 times. I don't think I've really done that. Spend 140 energy Ice Golem peak. I don't know the last time I actually went ahead and did some farming in Ice Golem. It's been a while since I've actually sat there and farmed it. Lately, I kind of have been in my Dragon's Lair, especially because it is ×2 on speed right now. That is what I'm trying to get, and I am trying to get further down into here. So stage 6 is kind of where I've been spending some of my energy and actually doing some of my farming. But I mean, kind of makes sense. I really want that speed gear, so haven't really gone into Ice Golem peak. Probably should do that for the coalition event and maybe see if I can grab myself some more points in here. But then I am also still trying to do a little bit of the event dungeon that is going on right now. Haven't really gotten anything amazing from that dungeon quite yet, but I do also need to go ahead and make sure that I am able to get further down in there, kind of work on my strategy a little bit and see where I can improve from there. But at the very least, at least we know it is a Titan event to go ahead and get Tholin Foulbeard's perfect soul. And as I said, we will have the login champion coming shortly after then. And we're still waiting to see what the news is about this mythical and how we are going to actually be able to possibly get her. Now, if that is going to be coming from shards, I mean, I used all my ancients and I've got all of 6 primal shards. If it's a primal pull, will that be my first mythical? I don't know, you guys. We'll see. For Lady Mikage, that's probably the one that will be first. Still kind of waiting on some champs in here. And both accounts, I am still actually missing 2 champions to be able to get her. But I'm still curious to see how we are going to be able to get Kurosa. I do think she looks pretty cool, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1. And then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. That's going to be my strategy going into this Titan event. Whatever happens, happens. If I'm able to grab it, I will. I, of course, will do my best, of course, with any events, try and grab what I am able to in there. So hopefully I'm able to complete that Titan event, but honestly, who knows? But I do want you guys to comment down below and let me know if you think you're going to finish it or if that is your plan. And be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!